It's about that time again where I yet again defend another unit because the community just doesn't know how to act. So let's get this started. What's up guys, Legend here, and today let's talk about LF Super Vegeta and why am I his biggest defender among others who feel the same way as I do. I don't know what this I don't know what's the deal with the Legends community anymore. Like, I really don't understand the motive. It seems every time we get a premium unit, you're either three things at this point in time. You're either toxic, brain dead, or skillless. Toxic being the recent LF Super 17. Brain dead being, I guess, Ultra Vegeta Blue, and skillless being, I don't know if he's technically skillless, but let's just say that he is Ultra UI for the fact that you're not doing anything but sitting there behind your gauge and just being a coward and not fighting. But then again, we get a unit like Vegeta. What is the issue with Vegeta? Well, for starters, he does have his glaring issues, but a lot of those issues, they're not that big of a deal in my personal opinion. So I don't really understand why we are being so harsh on a unit that, for starters, just came out, and he is 2 weeks away from Super 17. So with that time frame, why do you think Legends needs to drop another brain dead, toxic, skillless unit? That don't make any sense, because one of the biggest issues in this game is power creep, or offensive power creep, and how there's no proper counter measures to stopping these overly busted, overly oppressive, hyper offensive units. There's just no counterplay to that. And the only way you could do that is with fighting fire with fire. Now, yes, if you're going to be a unit in this game, there are a lot of things that you got to have. For starters, you got to have a good gimmick. Your gimmick has to be not overly busted, but it has to be that type of gimmick that could honestly see a lot of playtime and a lot of, I guess, be that timeless factor in your kit, so that when players want to revisit you, this is why they like you so much, because you have this ability that made it so easy for you to play the game and you knew how to use it to perfection. Vegeta doesn't really have a gimmick, unfortunately. Like, I don't really think he has one. He's just your basic powerhouse type unit, right? But that still doesn't give me any leeway to understand why we are putting so much emphasis or harsh judgment on this guy here. Again, one of the things that I've already noticed or understand, or from my understandings, is he's not brain dead, he's not toxic, and he's not skillless. He's none of those things. He is a unit that you have to work up to, and I think I touched on this a while back, but I don't think I did, so I can't really remember if I did or not. But units that you have, if we get units to where you have to work to get their passives and all this stuff, personally, I like that. I do. Mainly because you're not given everything right then and there. If you compare him to Super 17, Super 17 he's toxic, right? But he has everything given to him right then and there. So why would the devs drop another unit that does the exact same thing, to where they are giving everything to them right then and there? That makes no sense to me. I think one of the arguments or issues that I'm seeing is his unique gauge is not that fast enough. He doesn't have easy access to cover null. His damage output is not that great because you have to work up to it. Well, yeah, because again, why in the world do we have to constantly get these brain dead, toxic, skillless units that has everything given to them with little to no workup. I mean, with Super 17, I don't have him, but I've seen videos. I've been on the receiving end. That man, he just needs one card and it's game over. If you manage to do one tiny mistake and Super 17's on the field and he hits you with that one card, it's game over. Like, it is game over. I've been on the receiving end of a 99 hit combo because of that. I've been on the receiving end of a 99 hit combo from UVB. We all have been there. And don't get me started on UI. So again, why do we have to constantly get these brain dead units that don't have anything going for them outside of given the fact that they have all these impressive damage multipliers, damage output, combo potential already there given to them? Now with Vegeta, he doesn't have that, and he don't need that. He doesn't need all of that. I think one of the reasons why I love everything about this unit is because he's not making you, he's not basically carrying you to victory. He's making you think. He's making you use your brain. And I think that's one of the things that the Legends community lacks, in my opinion. The ability to think, the ability to adjust, and not just sit there and play with these toxic, brain dead, skillless units to where you're not doing anything special. You're not. I think that is the one thing that I always tell myself every time I face somebody that's like that. Dude, you're not doing anything special. You're sitting back, you're playing passive, you're capitalizing on my mistakes, which is basically you sitting back, doing nothing, playing passive, and being heavily rewarded, and I'm just getting my ass kicked because what am I supposed to do? You can't play this game aggressive anymore. It's like the game is slowly shifting to being a passive based game, and that's stupid. You might as well make it turn based if that's the case, but don't do that because that's pretty stupid. But for Vegeta, I think again, he's at 4 stars for me right now, and at 4 stars he is putting in a lot of work. He is putting in a lot of work for me, even if he is getting care about the feature boost system, even without it. Or you can put him on the feature boost system, you can put him with the best support, with a bunch of Zenkai buffs, but when we take all that away, he can still perform. Again, he's just one of those units to where if you are going to use him, then you have to understand that his kit is basically a commitment to greatness. That's what it is. He's just a unit that you have to fully commit to using in order to get the best out of him. Now, there's some things that I've been seeing that people were saying there are some things that I would change about his kit. For starters, his green card. People are saying that give him cover no on his green card. I can see that. But why? Why? Because if you think about it, if you give him cover no on his green card plus cover no on his unique gauge, they don't stack. They're not. It's not the timer counts don't stack. So you can't do that. I've seen people say that. So you can't say let's give him cover no on his green card. That does not work. It doesn't work like that. So that's pretty stupid. His ultimate arts, yes, it being long ranged is stupid. I agree. It's kind of stupid. I won't defend that aspect of the thing. It is pretty stupid. But at the same time, that's just Legends trying to do something different. I mean, he is pretty much, depending on how you want to look at it, he's like literally the second or third unit in the game to have a long range ult. For all my OGs out there, the now recent Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was the very first unit to have that, and he was busted beyond disbelief. If you remember that, he had a chance to faint. It was like up to a 75% chance that he'll inflict faint on your opponent. But guess what? It was bugged to where it was always 100% chance. So that was fun to deal with. Not really, kind of, sort of. So yes, I can understand that people don't like his long range ult. I can understand that. I haven't seen, well, I've seen it, but I'm not sure if it's true or not. But I've seen instances, and I've always wondered if it's possible for it to get absorbed from the likes of Super 17 or anybody that can absorb. So if that is the case, then yeah, that's a major flaw. That's a flaw. I'm not going to defend that. That is a flaw. But then again, that's just Legends trying to do something different, because think of how many times, think of all the units that we got prior to him and to him and Android 16 that only have rush down ultimates. That's a lot. And half of those things have blast armor, if you think about it. Now, I think with this here is a good counterplay to blast armor. Let's say if your opponent is trying to do a long range strike arts for some odd reason, or a long range blue card that has blast armor and all that stuff, and you pop this main, you pop Vegeta's main, and you throw out his that stops them. They can't charge through that. That puts a stop to them. You're basically getting hit with a brick wall. So I per se have no issue with that. I think that is a good thing, because it's a good countermeasure to blast armor, given it being in the right situation. It's not something you should just throw out all willy-nilly and think it's gonna be okay. You can't just YOLO this, because that's just you making a big misplay and a mistake. So I can imagine if a lot of players have tried to do that and they missed and get upset about it. That's on you. That's not Vegeta's flaws. That's on you not being perfectly timed, or not timing it perfectly to where you can actually use his ultimate arts to effective, or to a better degree. The best way to use it is if you're in a long-winded combo. That is the best way to end it. Just don't use the blast arts. I mean, I don't use blast arts. Every time I use it, I'm always using, I make sure that I have strike arts, so that way I can just follow up, go on a combo with all my strike arts, and then follow up with his man ability with this, and just throw it out there, and then there you go. There's an LF or a good damage dealing scenario right then and there. And another thing that I'm seeing that a lot of people detest, if I can find it, is his unique gauge. I'm gonna say it right now. Don't have a problem with his unique gauge. I just do not have a problem with his unique gauge, and I'm gonna tell you why. Then again, the same thing goes back to Super 17. Think of his. He only needs one blast arts, and he got his unique gauge right then and there. Only needs one. Only needs one card. And for Vegeta, he needs a combo. But at the same time, the reason why I don't care for his unique gauge is because I think it charges relatively quickly, right? And the thing is, I have an issue with unique gauges. I detest them so much. I'm not a fan of them anymore. I'm just not, because they will always have this dumb argument as to it being good, bad. That's just it. Like, I detest them so much, because they are the real villains right now in my mind, because there's no counterplay to that. And I think I've said this multiple times. Unique gauges need to be countered, for better or worse. I don't care how you feel about it. They need to be countered. Again, Legends only knows one thing, and that's one-upsmanship. And that's it. So with Legends only knowing that one thing, that is an issue. So if Legends is not going to do anything to counteract unique gauges, then understand, no matter how many times you feel as if a unique gauge needs to be changed, needs to be altered for better or worse, it ain't happening. Because my thing is this: if they gonna do that, if with all these, I guess, ideas of how to fix a unique gauge, I need for players to have the idea to counter unique gauges for good. I'm not saying completely lock them out, because you can't do that, because I know that people hate unique gauges to the point where you can't lock them out. I understand that, but I do think that the devs has to think of a way to shut down unique gauges for better or worse, because it's only going to get progressively worse as the game progresses. It's already been shown This already been shown. I'm probably gonna make a video talking about why I hate them so much and the best way to counteract those. But back to Vegeta, I mean, again, everything that he does, I have no issue with. I have no issues with it. And I've seen someone make a comparison that the Android 16 is better than Vegeta, and this is another instance of the Blue Zamasu and LF Father Son Gallic Gun. It's another instance of that, and I completely disagree. I do. I'm sorry, I disagree. I think both of these units are strong. I think both of these units can handle their own. I feel as if they're equal in their own way, but that's just me being the type of player that just don't put too much emphasis on caring on who's better or not. I put it based off of who am I having more fun with, and I'm having fun with both of these guys. So both of these units are good in their own way, and they're equal in power. But let's think about this for a second. I want y'all to think about this for a second. This is the month for Vegeta Clan, or that we are assuming it is the month for Vegeta Clan. What is it? One of the things that Vegeta is going to face, or this guy here is going to face, that's going to be his teams. Like I said, if you're going to be unit in this game, you got to have a few things. A gimmick is one of them, but an identity is another thing. When you look at Vegeta Clan as a tag, do you think they have a true identity in terms of a pure base setup? No, they don't. They don't have that. Because think about this. Think of how long VC has gone without a buff. VC has seen a longer drought than GT. Like premium wise, premium, and maybe little sprinkles here and there. Pretty much they seen nothing, if not anything, far worse than GT, because this tag here is just it's irrelevant. So is GT, but GT had to come up. They're now a slight mainstay in the meta. Not really. VC is still doesn't have that. Still don't have that. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, let's say if I wanted to make a melee based VC setup with the new Vegeta, this is what I have to work with. That's not pure. If you're talking about like a pure VC setup for striking all that, that's not pure. That's a mixture of everything that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But if I wanted to make a, let's say, a range based VC setup, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So the problem that I think Vegeta is gonna face is a proper team comp. That's the issue that I think he's going to struggle with. It's just having that, because the team is not, or the tag is just not fully flourished with so many ways to make a pure team, and the tag lacks a lot of mechanics. I'm saying that right now. They lack a lot of mechanics. They haven't seen little to anything new ever since probably the tag Blue Boys, and after that, because he is part of Vegeta Clan and he does buff the tag or whatever, so they haven't really seen much from that up until this point. So they're slowly but surely getting a lot of things, I guess, tailored to how the game is functioning and all that stuff. But overall, again, I hopefully this makes sense, and hopefully I did a good job in explaining why I defend him. I don't think there's anything wrong with him in terms of his defenses, his sustainability. I don't think there's anything wrong with him based off his kit, because there's so many things that you cannot do that doesn't make any sense. And I think that the direction that the devs have gone is to not make another brain dead unit. It is, let me say this one more time, it is to try to switch it up and give us something different. I think that is the biggest thing about it. Every time we're giving something different from what we are used to, we have the utmost problem with it, because we can't see the brighter side of it. And the brighter side of this is we're not getting another brain dead unit. We are getting a unit that's trying not to be brain dead. Yes, it does hurt that unit in a multitude of ways. It does, but it's not glaring. It's not to the point to where if I'm on planet Earth, the person in Mars could see that this is a fucking problem. Excuse my French, because it's not. You know what I mean? So I'm really getting sick and tired of defending units that players don't understand the brighter side of things, and it's not that big of a deal. It's not. Again, if you're like me, or if you said these words, I'm tired of toxic, brain dead, skillless units, but only look forward to them, then you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't know what you're tired of. But if you want to have fun and a challenge, then units like Vegeta, to where you have to work up to the damage passive, it's up to you to make them look good, not their kits. It's up to you to make that unit look good. Then guess what? This unit is perfect for you, and he's perfect for me. Why? Because he's challenging me, he's making me think, and it's a commitment. It is a commitment for greatest in order to get the best out of him. And I think that's why I like using this unit so much, to where I would defend him to the ends of time, because I have zero problem with what the devs are trying to strive for. I would not be surprised if the devs say, you know what, we're not going to release another brain dead unit for the rest of this year. We're not going to release another toxic unit for the rest of this year. We're not going to release another skillless unit for the rest of this year. And we're going to release units just like this Vegeta, to where you, as the player, are now going to be challenged based off how good you are at adjusting, making adjustments, and using units to their fullest potential without having given to them. And if you could do all that, then you are a solidified Legends player. Other than that, you're a crybaby that wants to get carried. You're a crybaby that wants to basically dominate your opponent with little to no effort. What really does make you a crybaby, it makes you a bitch. Excuse my French. And you lack skill, and you don't know how to have fun. That's just it. I'm sorry. Take it how you want to take it. I don't care. But overall, again, hopefully this clears some things up. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to this, or I'll probably make a revitalized edit of this, because I'm sick and tired of the Legends community, dude. I am sick and tired of them so much, to the point to where they don't understand how the game is trying to play, how the game is trying to function, and we only see dominant units, and that's it. We don't see anything else but dominant units, and that's just so stupid. And the moment we get something new and refreshing and not brain dead, toxic, skillless, we have a problem with it. And I detest that so much. But let me know your comments. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are some things that I did not touch up on, and what are some things that you think players need to stop doing? Because we are in 6 years of this game, going on 6 years, and we are still doing this same old thing. And that's just harshly judging units because they ain't brain dead, skillless, or toxic. And it's just really annoying. So with all that said, like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, peace.